Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for a bench press day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below. Be greatly appreciated. Alright, today didn't go amazingly well. I wanted to experiment and see where my work capacity was now that I'm back to messing with some higher reps to focus on body composition. And I found my work capacity and my delts and stuff is just not there. Right, so we're going to have to come back and build all this rep work back up. Because again, I started noticing I couldn't even handle sometimes light weights for the sets of 10 once I got the main work out of the way. So I also wanted to experiment with the grips a little bit today, and I went with the real wide just to see how it felt versus that other last week. And even 295 moved kind of slow, right? So I went over, and for the 5x10, I went back with the pinkies on the rings, which is better leverages. It actually felt a lot better, a lot lighter. But I realized that as I was doing this, that, no matter how it breaks down, the wider I go, the worse off I am, right? My shoulder health handles it fine, but at the end of the day, I am always really strong close grip. And I think looking at what's going on here today, I can tell my delts are kind of a weak link. They run out of work capacity real fast on everything. And also I didn't like the way the overhead looked, even messing with some different grips. So I've realized, I really think, again, with only 4 weeks left, 4 weeks of training to get ready for this little practice meet. And I do need to PR my bench over the last one. All right, I don't need it to be crazy good. I don't need it to be as high as I'm going to need to take it at Worlds. But it might be prudent for me to hammer my triceps and delts, overdevelop my delts. They are definitely a weak link. Like even watching with that wider grip bench, you can tell my delts. The delts are really the weak link. But again, I had that shoulder impingement that I've rehabbed. My delts were pretty strong when I was close gripping 350 plus, and that was close grip. So I very well, just having messed with the different grips and looked at the leverages, I almost think just for a while I should mess with the close grip. Do some incline work, maybe not the overhead press as much as I like the press. The incline will probably give me the extra chest development I need to go with the close grip. And then hammer my triceps and delts. Now I've been doing a lot of rear delt work with band pull aparts lately, plus I've added the rows back in with the chin ups. So all of that's being sorted, but I mean today I didn't have the delt strength left after pressing to really mess with some laterals. I felt like my delts were pretty much at their work capacity limit, which we can tell by the time I even got to those. But this benching felt good. Got a ton of chest activation on it. Ton of chest activation. All the pauses felt good. Everything moved fast for the 5x10. I went to incline, and really I was hoping I'd get sets of 10. I got a couple sets of 8, and I'm like, look, my whole upper chest was just finished. It was finished. It's all it could handle in terms of just overall volume. But I really like kind of what I did last week. Right? What did we do last week on the bench? And we went with a little closer grip. We went with the, pinkies on the rings. I wonder if I just do the same thing with close gripping. Come in, but again, we'll do the higher reps instead of 5s. Ramp up to a good training max on the close grip, see how it feels. That'll give me a couple weeks to acclimate to it. Again, do some incline work with it also. Right, close grip incline bench. And then do, delt work, right? Delt work and triceps. Because if I miss a close grip, where do I miss it? I tend to miss the lockout. Or somewhat in the mid-range, right? But I can explode it off my chest fast. And the wider grips, I'm so slow off the chest. I just accelerate better. And there's probably a lot of reasons why. It's probably because my arms are so long I don't get much benefit out of shortening the range of motion with the wider grip, and I can't really get the same lat and everything popping me out of the bottom. So I need to just go back to what works. And biomechanically what I'm doing here should work, and for a lot of my clients it works. But I need to focus on what's going to give me the biggest lifts. Right? The bench has been lagging behind so much ever since I've gone away from close grip. No matter how much work I do with it, it's still never where I want it. So it's time to just overdevelop the triceps and the delts and really put delt focus in. That'll mean laterals and all sorts of stuff. And I may not use much overhead pressing, right? I mean, I messed with it some today, got 4 sets, but I had to drop so light after the incline and everything fatigued me that, again, fatigue is fatigue. I'll still stimulate growth from this, but it's just getting ridiculously light. And I experimented with the different grips, as far as the best wrist stacking there, but then I felt stronger when I went closer. So I did the last couple sets, closer grip. Did them closer grip. And there may come a point where I work in more overhead press, and we might do that. But I feel like probably a little better just for the chest development of it. It might be better for now to focus on incline. Especially if I go back and mess with the close grip, because they both work the upper chest quite well. Front delts, everything else, and then I'll just do smaller exercises to build the rest of the shoulder. All right, as much as the overhead press can help with that, maybe might be prudent to do other stuff. All right, might be prudent to do other stuff. Or I could just skip incline and go straight to overhead. Just do close grip overhead, delt work, tricep work. Those are options also. All right, those are options also. So I'm going to have a week to think about what I want to put in that exact slot. But again, on all this stuff, it was the case of my work capacity has got to come up. Again, I ran a phase of doing the 5s and come back and I try to do 10s for some real volume. And the work capacity is just not there. And we've got to get that work capacity up. That is how we build hypertrophy, right? I've got to get my upper body thicker again. Got to get all the benching muscles thicker and bigger. And get those maxes up, because it's going to be a game of body composition for me at this point. Doing the 198, that's why I'm again trimming down further again. I've got to keep getting leaner. I have to get bigger. I'm basically going to have the best body composition possible. And it's not just for this year. This is a longer term game. Yes, I'm going to Worlds this year. Yes, I plan on breaking 1 to 2 world records just barely for my class. But the sport's getting competitive. I have a feeling it's going to be real fast before other people are chasing down those records for me in the IPL and USPA if I do that. So I've got to get on top of my game with body composition. And that includes the benching, right? Because that's going to be the one thing I'm so far from hitting anything remotely resembling a record. So again, we've got to keep hypertrophying everything. So after the overhead press, I went ahead and did my laying extensions where we get that long head and vault. All right, we do the laying extensions. And then I finished up because the third set of these started getting really fatigued. Felt like my triceps were pretty well done. And I could tell because I went and did the set of band press downs. And I only got right around 50 reps instead of like 70 plus. So again, work capacity needs to come up a little bit again here. All right, work capacity's got to come up on everything. And again, partially my calories are a little low. I did some extra walking yesterday because we are slowly trimming down to make sure we make weight for this meet. And yeah. But overall, this was kind of just an experiment day. Since I'm changing all my rep ranges around again, I just kind of wanted to assess my work capacity with a few different lifts, still stimulate some adaptation, tinker a little with the grip, and then just settle on a game plan for the last month walking in. To this little practice meet. And then I did my band press downs to finish. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.